Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Oakville Film Festival. You have just watched the virtual screening of a fabulous film called Everybody Wants to Be Loved. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to host a short Q&A with the director of the film. But first, what I want to say is if you enjoyed this film, please, please, please vote for it. We have an Audience Choice Awards section where you can vote for your favorite films. It is sponsored by Expedia Cruises and Celestial Cruises. And when you vote, one lucky winner will get a cruise for two to Athens for a week. That's a $10,000 cruise just for voting for the films that you like during the film festival. So now I'd like to welcome the director of Everybody Wants to Be Loved, Katerina Wall. Katerina.
Hi, thank you.
Hi, welcome. So first I want to say how much I enjoyed your film. It was done really well. I think that the topics are very relevant, and I think that all women can relate to this film. So I had a couple questions for you, and then at the end, I'm going to give you an opportunity to just kind of say anything you want about your experience with the film. So my first question is, what drew you to this film? Was there a particular aspect that intrigued you or made you want to do the film?
So originally, like me and my screenwriter, we've been knowing each other for a lot of years, like 10 years or more. And we did a short film before where the topic was a relationship between a mother and her son. And this time we wanted to examine a relationship between the mother and the daughter. And then, of course, like a story, like it develops in a bit of a different direction. Then at the end we had 3 generations of women, and the character developed and like got a story of her own. And yeah, but this was the original starting point, to tell something about mothers and daughters.
Was it always meant to be a feature film?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I thought the script was really, really well written. It had so many layers to it. I really enjoyed watching it. And so you worked with the writer on this script, or did she bring it to you, or?
It is actually a man, which is very
Oh,
funny. Yeah. His name is Florian
interesting.
Plumeyer. And a lot of times we got to, like, he gets the question, how can you, because he was mainly, we developed the story together and the whole storyline and the plot, but he was writing the dialogues because he's a much better dialogue writer than I am. So, but he often gets the question, how can you as a man, and he doesn't even have kids, like, how can you write such dialogues, and like, how can you write for a woman, or like a woman character so well? So
He
really,
did a really good job. And I think that, yeah, the script was so authentic. It just felt real. I would have never guessed that a man wrote it. However, I'm working on a script right now with a man, and it's about women in menopause and older women. So I think that men can bring a unique perspective that perhaps we wouldn't understand. So that's great. Are you working with him on something else now?
yeah.
Oh.
Not this film I'm shooting right now, but we are developing like a second feature we are doing together. Yeah.
Is it female based again?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So my next question is, in the story, Ina's life is chaotic, as most women's lives are, right? She's mother and daughter and caregiver and an ex, and she's running errands, and she's doing all of these things. And that's so typical of a lot of women these days, where we put ourselves last. Is that something that you wanted to show, this reality? Was that important to you to show?
Yeah, definitely. You completely nailed it. It's also, as you said, like, we as women we have different roles in life, and we want to fulfill every role. We take on every role which is given to us, And of course, as you see it in Ina's life, it's impossible to fulfill these roles we are given. We could also say, you know, no to some of these roles because we can't even fulfill them or we don't want to play them. But I often observe it in my life or in my friend's life that we want to please everybody. We want to fulfill everybody's dreams. And of course, it's very contradictory, you know, like you can't be like the perfect mother and then the sexy partner at the same time, you know. It's like it's not, it's impossible. And that's also a bit of
Yeah.
the comedic thing in the story, I think.
It's comedic because everybody looks at it and says, oh yeah, I've been there, I've done that, right? I've tried to do everything. And then what happens is you put yourself last on the list. And I think it's Oprah who says, if you don't start putting yourself first on the list, you're of no use to anybody.
Yeah.
Right? Does this just, I didn't have this in the questions to you, but did this story resonate with you as a woman having multiple roles in your life?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And it's funny because when I show this film, there's so many women coming afterwards after the screening to me and say, "Wow, how like, this is my life. How can you?"
How did you know?
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing. One of the other things that I liked about this was that Ina was a therapist, and I really appreciated that her role, her job, was to help other people find their voices, while the story was about her struggling to find her own voice. She was losing that everywhere, and I don't know if you did it on purpose or not, but every scene where Ina was arguing with someone, it was quiet, like it was a subdued argument. It's not like my arguments where I kind of lose my mind. Until she sang that song, and then she went off the top. Was that done purposefully? Did you have them rein it in for those scenes?
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, she needs something. She needs this subtle, she's suppressing everything, you know, she takes everything on her until the very last moment when she, on the birthday of her mother, when everything explodes. And I think therefore we needed to, like, for her to take so much in that she can't handle it anymore.
She had a breaking point, right?
Yeah. And also, like, she had several professions, but at the end we went for the psychotherapist because we wanted her to yet another role to fulfill, like taking care of other humans. Because she could also, if she would be like a businesswoman, or I don't know, it wouldn't be like, taking care of others is so typical also for us women that we wanted to top that, you know, to even put that in her professional life.
I liked it. I did like that, and I liked I liked the little snippets for the therapy sessions too. They were quite funny, and impactful, right?
Yeah. And then, of course, we also wanted her to be a good psychotherapist. So she can see everybody's lives, but not her own. You
Her
know, her
own.
own life is like a blind spot to her.
Yeah,
And this is also a bit the tragic or the comedic side of it.
but that's also true for a lot of people in life. We can see really clearly other people's lives or how they might handle them, but you can't see your own life, right? It's
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah.
And
It's
that
definitely
was
hard. Yeah.
so then the other thing that I saw is there were a lot of themes in this film that I related to that were beyond a female being a nurturer and a giver, right? But it was about family relations. You touched on the mother-daughter aspect, and the grandmother, and female roles, of course, finding our voice. But what I liked that was more subtle than that was you had it's about the choices we make in life and how those choices impact our future, right? Like the one thing that comes to mind for me is well, two things. One is when Ina's daughter said, you should have just not had me, then you would have had a better life, right? But that was a choice that she made, and that comes back at the end when she finds out she's pregnant, right? But that theme of choices was through the whole story, even when she was at her mother's party, and the boy who didn't call her, right? That was a choice that impacted her life. Was that a conscious theme to put through the story? And as a follow-up to that, did you purposefully not have Ina talk about or discuss or even think about that big choice, because now she's pregnant, right?
Yeah.
And this is after the movie, so I'm not I'm not giving away a big secret here.
Yeah. So Ina is also a bit hesitant when it comes to making choices in her life, you know? She lets everybody decide for herself. And at the end, finally, she's taking that choices, you know, and we see her develop and taking her own life into her own hands, which is nice. But before that, she's also a bit like, she lets everyone else decide for her partner, for her moving to Finland. She's never like giving these borders or saying clearly, no, I'm not going to do this. So this was also a bit the point, yeah, that until the very moment, and she can only take choices when she's with herself, you know, when she knows what she wants. And she has a bit of, also the film, as we can see, her daily life is, it's so full of everything that she hardly has a minute to think about what she wants. So there's always so much going on. She has always to handle so many things that there's this book from Virginia Woolf, A Room of Her Own, I think it's called. And yeah, Ina needs this space. And like finally she gets it at the very end of the film on the balcony where she has really time to think, what do I want to do in life?
Yeah, it was an impactful moment, that because she was outside and you could feel that breadth of area around her. I liked the symbolism at the end after she found her voice. I liked how it was very subtle, how you showed that she was now starting to take control of her life, because she told the gentleman, I can refer you to other therapists. So she's making the decision that she doesn't want to do that anymore, and just locking the door on her fiance, I thought was pretty much locking him out of her life. I really liked this film. I thought that it spoke to me on a number of levels. I loved I could see my mother in her mother, just that passive aggressive, you don't love me if you're not doing this, right? And how could you not do this for me? And I really enjoyed the film. And so I guess I want to say, what's next for this film for you, and what's next for you in general? And is there anything that you'd like to say that I didn't touch on about this film?
You mean what's next for me in my professional life? Or what?
Yes.
Yes. Right now I'm preparing actually a feature film for the German TV, which I'm gonna shoot in Munich in only 1 week. So I'm in
Oh,
pre-production. We're starting shooting on Monday in a week. And
wow.
it's like a script I didn't write. But it's like it's a bit similar to this one. I mean, it's a completely different story. It's a young judge fighting against patriarchy or like corruption in German justice system. And but it's also it's a comedy, it's a tragic comedy, and there's very much talking, and it's very much about female roles. And yeah, I'm excited to do this. So this is a German TV for the main station, ID German TV station. And then besides that, I'm writing with Florian Plum. I also wrote the script. We are developing a new feature film, and we are writing on a series, which is a bit different. Yeah.
That's amazing. You're very calm for being in pre-production. Filming in a week, I'm going to say that. You seem very calm.
It's in good, everything is in good hands. So that's
Oh, that's good. So with respect to Everybody Wants to Be Loved, was there anything that I didn't touch on that you wanted to share about the film?
No, I think you pretty much touched the main topics of the film, which we wanted to talk about, and I'm glad that you saw them.
Oh, yeah, thank you. All right, well, Katharina Wall, thank you very much for joining me as the director of Everybody Wants to Be Loved. To the audience, I hope you enjoyed the film. Remember to do your audience vote for a chance to win that cruise, and enjoy the rest of the festival. I will tell you that the virtual films will be available for watching or screening from the 21st of June through to the end of June. So you have a little bit of time to watch all of your films once, twice, or maybe 3 times. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.